Hi everybody, and welcome to our Saturday morning, our live Saturday morning. I'm not sure which one this is. It's probably in the hundreds, at least in the hundreds. And I'm very, very excited to say that we're closing in on 50,000 subscribers, and not one of them paid. So thank you very much to everybody out there who has actually subscribed to the channel. Plenty of YouTube channels make their way to 100, 200, a million subscribers by ways of purchasing different opportunities online. But I'm very happy to say that I'm a virgin in that regard. So, look, it is great to have you. What we're doing today is we're talking about misconceptions people have about Thailand. Now, misconceptions is far too difficult to spell, so I use the word "got it wrong." So I think what does it say? 10 things you probably got wrong about Thailand. Now, in this list, there are actually two lists, the way I see it. There's the top 10 fairly obvious things that people get wrong about Thailand, and you can sort of Google those things and find out pretty quickly. And I always say to people, the best thing you can do before you come to Thailand is spend half an hour online and just read up a little bit about sort of culture 101, best places to go, just all the usual things. I think there would be a lot of misunderstandings, which would be understandings if people actually did something like that. Got a little bit of education. So there's a person online, let's see if I can figure out his name. Mr. Steve Rosé, I think is his name. An unusual spelling of his surname there. So he's actually come up with his own top. There is the very obvious top 10, which we'll go through because most of the people that are going to see this are not you people who are here every week chatting online. These are for the people who might be going, oh, I wonder what Thailand's like. I saw the King and I once. I like the look of those temples. I think I'll go there. Or they go into... I don't know, what are the travel shops these days in your city? My sister's a travel agent, so I should mention Tristamp Travel in Mount Eliza. But I'm trying to think of what a travel shop would be. Gee, I've forgotten all the names of all the travel places. Flight Centre, there you go. So if you went into a flight centre and said, I think I'd like to go to Thailand, there would be 10 different brochures on the wall about going to Thailand, and they would all feature exactly the same photo, or much the same photo, with a long-tail boat pulled up to a beach with a lime-cast mountain in the background somewhere in PHANG Bay. That's the photo. Having said that, it's often things that people aren't expecting. That actually surprises them once they come to Thailand. By the way, puss puss. People asking about the cat. Meow meow. The cat, a bit new. It's got its favourite little spot up there on the top. Are you going to come and say hello? No, they're not going to come and say, of course they don't cooperate once you're on air. So, yes, as I was saying, are you there or not? No. There's the top 10 obvious things, and then there's the top things cynical bastards say about Thailand, which might be covered in Steve's list. If I sit with uncles under this tree, and if I pay for all the liquor, they'll like me. What the hell? I think Steve's missed his medication today. Steve, all these Thai people must love me because they're smiling at me. Well, I'll sort of get on to something like that. Anyway, it's great to have everybody online with us this morning. And by the way, buy me a coffee. Speaking of which, I wouldn't mind a refill. Are you going to come and say hello or not? We'll try and get the cat. I can hear you, but I can't see you. Oh, it's around there. We'll get the cat. The cat will come and say hello. By the way, the cat doesn't have a name. We haven't even got on to the list. So number one, I'm just going to keep on marching on this morning, despite all these distractions. The gate got blown over again last night. We've had a series of there you can just see the cat there. Oh, it's gone. Just like that. We will get the cat to come down and say hello. Cat's ruling my life. Gate was blown down again last night. We've got a steel gate at the front of the house, and had these sudden gusty squalls come through, and it just blows the gate off its hinges and onto the ground. It's made of aluminium and steel. It's pretty substantial, but not substantial enough for these short, sharp, quick squalls. And we've got a day of these squalls ahead. We've had quite a lot of rain overnight. Hello, Daisy. Good to see you as well. You going to come and say hello? No, the animal's uncooperative. So the first one I've got is probably the most obvious thing that people sort of get wrong about Thailand, and that it's a country of beaches, bars, and temples. And there are plenty of beaches, bars, and temples in Thailand. I think there might be fewer bars around Thailand these days. I think certainly fewer of the Western-owned bars in places like Phuket and Pattaya. There are plenty of bars though, so you're not going to be short of a bar. Are you going to talk like this all the way through the show? And yes, there are plenty of beaches, especially south. The beaches on the Andaman coast are by far the best beaches in Thailand. There are beaches on the Gulf of Thailand, of course, and places like Koh Samui and Koh Chang, but the beaches on the Andaman coast are vastly superior. The water is clearer, we've got palm trees, the whole thing. So if you're looking for a beach, you'd head to the Andaman coast. But I sort of digress, because the thing about the bars, beaches and temples is that Thailand really has got so much more to offer. And the backpackers of the 80s and the 90s, I think, gave Thailand that reputation of the bars and the beaches and the temples, because they're things that they sort of were glued to and were attracted to, and things that they vlogged about often. And maybe things that they saw a little bit different, the bar culture, and of course the temples, Hindu, Buddhist temples, Chinese temples. And I think Lonely Planet even opened up its book about Thailand with Welcome to Thailand, the Land of 1,000 Temples. Interestingly, they changed that about 15 years later. The first line was Welcome to Thailand, the Land of 1,000 7-Elevens. That has changed over the years as well. I think there are now some 14,000 7-Eleven stores in Thailand, pretty much one on every corner. And I would like to invite you to actually get away from the beaches, bars and temples, and if nothing else, just walk into a 7-Eleven store. It's an eye-opener. If you've got 7-Elevens or convenience stores in your country, you can be assured that you'll find things in a Thai 7-Eleven you'll never see anywhere else. I think the same could be said if you walk into a Japanese 7-Eleven. They're a real eye-opener as well. But just walk around the store and the stands. There's usually at least 2 stands with snacks, and then you've got another 2 stands full of noodles. And then another one devoted to medication and sort of makeup and hair dye and all that sort of stuff. They really are an education, a bit of a look in the hood, if you sort of could flip open a Thai person's brain. A 7-Eleven is a bit of a peep into that brain. Always busy, and they can now build a 7-Eleven in about 3 days. They clear from a clear block of land. Yes, it just has to be cleared first. They can pretty much get a 7-Eleven built and open built within 3 days and then open within a week. That's pretty amazing. And they do 7-Elevens very, very well. So you get out of, or get away from just the beaches, bars and temples mindset, and allow yourself to look at just the other million varying shades of grey. It's a very, very interesting country in so many ways. But if you do go to Phuket, Hua Hin, you wander down Sukhumvit Road, you go to Pattaya, you're going to sort of see the same things. And they're the things that Thais think that you want to see. They're there because they want to get you to open your pockets. But once you get out of these sort of tourist traps, I think you'll find a lot more about Thailand, a lot more sophistication, and get a lot more out of it. Can we get the cat to come and say hello? We'll see how we go. We're going to get the cat whisperer. We've got the dogs, we've got the cats, and I'm going to try and just barge through this. What did Mr. Steve Rosé? He came up with another one. Tourism is the most important part of the Thai economy. Thus you must treat me like a king. I think a lot of people and the media are partly responsible for this. Here we go. This is the cat. Thank you very much. This cat wandered into our lives about nearly 2 weeks ago. It was Saturday, 2 weeks ago. It had been attacked, we think, by dogs. There's quite a few packs of dogs around here, and was really weak and had lost a lot of weight. A small cat anyway, but there's 2 weeks of weight on you now. You've got a bit of a fat tummy, although still a very skinny cat. But all the wounds are healed up. The feet are fine. She can jump anywhere. She can jump literally the whole 8 or 9 feet of the wall. And what, 2.5? Okay, you can sort of hang around here. That's the tail. Okay, you're going to make lots of noise. Great. So the cat's doing really well. I think we're keeping the cat. So we'll just have to see how we go with that. Yeah, great to see you too. And you are looking well. Don't point your bottom at the camera. Nobody wants to see that. So, a lot of the media often report that tourism is very important to Thailand, and there's no doubt about that. Tourism is a vital part of the Thai economy. But it's not the biggest part of the Thai economy. Number one and number two are breakfast, agriculture, and manufacturing, principally auto manufacturing. Thailand's got a huge, it's probably I'm pretty sure it is the largest auto manufacturer in Southeast Asia. And agriculture also very, very important. Thailand, very luckily, is food independent. Other countries aren't. And so a lot of exports go out of Thailand in the agricultural area. The animals have been fed, by the way. Don't let them tell you otherwise. Animals getting a second feed. So, tourism is a hot third, and it varies between about 10 and 18%, depending on how you measure it, and also the year in which you measure it. Now, the situation with these US tariffs applied to Thailand, that is going to change the mix. It's going to change the way that Thailand sells its agriculture and its manufacturing to the world. There will be fewer exports to the US because it's just got more expensive, and Thailand working very, very quickly, as is the other 190-odd countries in the world, to find places to sell their goods other than the US with these punitive tariffs. So Thailand's economic mix will change in the next 12 months. But Mr. Steve Rosé is correct in saying that that is a misconception, that people think that tourism drives Thailand. It doesn't. If foreign tourists stop coming to Thailand, it would be noticed, but it wouldn't be the end of the world. Thais also love travelling in their own country. In fact, the largest number of tourists in Thailand are Thais. So yes, you are important, and you'll be treated well when you come here as a tourist. And a lot of tourists will wander around thinking that the Thai people are just hanging on their every word and waiting for them to walk into their shop. And whilst that's important, it's not the end of the world. Thai tourism is important. Thais love people coming to Thailand. They really enjoy sharing their culture, showing you around. But yes, it won't be the end of the world if you don't. Scarface has got an interesting thought. Thank you very much as my coffee arrives. The Phantom of the Opera is in Bangkok at the Mung Thai Rashadalai Theatre. I don't think I've been to Mung Thai Thani. I've been to Impact. I don't think I've been to that one. It's going to be on until the 31st of August. I'm going to look that up because nothing like a good Phantom. Getting to see Western theatre here is not particularly easy. Not a lot of shows come through Thailand, partly because most of the big ones are in the English language, and Thais usually don't speak the best English, which is another one I've got in my top 10. I'll go and see that. Give me an opportunity to go up to Bangkok, even though I've seen Phantom 1,095 times. Something approaching that anyway. Always good to see a bit of theatre. I think the last show I saw in Bangkok was a very good production of West Side Story. That was excellent. And that was on at I can't remember the name of the theatre, so I won't bother trying. Let's go on to number 2 on my list. Bangkok is chaotic with no order is another one. I think it looks like traffic anarchy. It looks like it's just completely absurd. But Bangkok traffic actually works fairly well compared to perhaps other big Asian cities. It might appear chaotic from the outside. And I think that's partly because you're going to get this mix of cars, trucks, passenger vans, buses, and lots of motorbikes. And the motorbikes sort of have got their own set of rules, which are a bit different from the rest of the traffic. And if you're driving around Bangkok or anywhere in Thailand, you do need to keep your eyes open. You do need to be referring to your side mirrors, to your rear view mirror, and out the front more often than you might in your home country. I wouldn't say driving here for as long as I have that driving in Thailand is more difficult or more dangerous, although statistically it is probably more dangerous than your home country. But if you have got a license, if you're a good driver, if you drive in a car, and if you don't drink and drive, your chances of surviving the trip are just about the same as anywhere else in the civilized world. But I don't have any problems with driving in Thailand at all. But there are plenty of other ways to get around. I mean, most tourists are not going to be getting around on the roads unless they are getting into a taxi, and that can sometimes be problematic. A lot of taxis, when they see a foreigner, they'll try and impose a set fee, where by law they have to use their meter. They're not allowed to actually set a fee for the ride before you get into the taxi, but that's sort of what happens. It seems to be increasingly happening just from taxis from Suvarnabhumi Airport into the city, where they're imposing these set fees. But you can say, well, thank you very much, and get out of the taxi. You're quite within your rights if their meter isn't working for some reason. Now, in places like Phuket, I think Chiang Mai, please tell me if I'm wrong, if you get into the airport taxis in those locations, it's a set fee or nothing. And it doesn't make Thailand look good when you have this particular situation. In Phuket Airport, and I've been there a few times the last week, my God, it's been busy. There's been a lot of people hanging around outside the airport perimeter. And these are people who have booked a Bolt taxi, in-drive, maybe waiting for a friend to pick them up. The only people that can go into the airport car-wise are Grab, because they've done a deal with the devil. They will charge you exactly the same as anybody else. Just going to refresh that particular screen. It is okay. That's good. I'm just checking. The Grab will charge you the same set fees as the other taxi mafia. So that's not a good thing. So, yeah, I mean, it does look chaotic driving around Bangkok, but it really has a rhythm about it. You just don't know the rhythm. But once you sort of get used to it, it all sort of works. We're just putting our gate back up at the moment. Yes, there are distractions around this morning, but that's half the fun. The other ways, of course, you can get around Bangkok are on the back of a motorcycle with a motorsai, with one of the motorcycle taxis. It's generally very safe. I very rarely hear of problems people have with the motorcycle taxis. I mean, they know their job, they know their bikes, they've probably had heavier people on the back of their motorbike than you, and they know the roads, they know the best way to get around, and it's cheap. So, people might say it's not a good recommendation to get on the back of a motorcycle taxi, but if you need to get around Bangkok, I think, from what I can see statistically, that it's pretty safe and certainly the fastest way to get around. Also, the BTS and the MRT, sort of above ground and below ground, they're very clean, very efficient, very busy these days at peak hours, but they're certainly still a great way to, and convenient way to get around the BTS and the MR stations. Very easy to navigate, easy to buy a ticket. The people at the turnstiles, if you need to buy a pass, they'll usually be able to speak English or another language to help you on your way. So it might look chaotic from the outside, but Bangkok traffic actually is quite efficient. People will know when they get in their car roughly how long it's going to take to get from there to there, and there can be a lot of traffic, but it generally keeps on moving, slow as that might be. Thais are all calm and happy because they're Buddhist. People, they come to Thailand and they think, oh, Thai people, they're so sweet and they're gentle and they lie and they're deferential and they're so calm. Well, no, Thai people are happy and sad and angry and every other emotion just like everybody else. Their way of life, their Buddhism, does pervade their whole being, though. They're taught from a very early age how to act or behave as a Buddhist, the precepts of Buddhism, and then they spend the rest of their lives fighting their own human emotions with these set of precepts that they're meant to try and live to, which is probably a challenge for anybody who's human. But from the outside, Thais do... they have an appearance of calm, whereas Westerners can hands all over the place and loud voices and talking 100 miles an hour. A lot of Thais sort of have the outer appearance of something a lot calmer than that. But be assured, Thai people have got all the raging emotions as anybody else. They do smiling, I think, better than other countries. The thing is, you're not exactly sure what the smile means. And when you first come to Thailand, you would think, oh, everybody in Thailand's smiling. But they might be smiling because you're heading their way and you're about to sell them a villa. Or they might be smiling because they've got a vendetta against you, which you forgot 2 years ago, but they're finally caught up with you. Thais will smile for lots of different reasons, and they say there are 17 different Thai smiles. I'm not very good at reading them yet, but I've only been here for 14 years, 14 years. So I've probably still got a lot to learn. But the Thai smile is ubiquitous and it is mysterious. And understanding the Thai smile, I think, is part of understanding what Thai life is about. But just because they appear from an outer view very calm doesn't necessarily mean that they are. But they do Buddhism very well. And whenever there is a ceremony, there's a birth or a death or a marriage, the Thais slip into the Buddhist way very, very easily and quickly and without sort of even thinking about it. They're brought up from a very early age. They know where their why needs to be. They know how to behave with the people around them because they've been taught these things from a very, very early age. Thai people can be very deferential to people who have more money than them, who have a higher wage than them, who have got epaulets on their shoulders for whatever reason that they might be. So they can be quite deferential, but inside, they've got all the raging emotions like everybody else. The next one. A lot of people, I think
Sorry, I can't do that on this app.
That's strange because the TV, which was off, is talking to me again. It did this the other day when I was on live. Hey, that's a little bit creepy. You heard it, right? The TV was off. I turned it off this morning. All right. Whew. I think a lot of people think that Thais speak English. I don't know why that is. I think maybe a lot of Western English-speaking tourists just imagine that people around the world speak English, and a lot of people speak English as a second language, particularly in capital cities around the world, but probably more so in Thailand than a lot of other places. There isn't a lot of English generally spoken once you get out of the cities. And so you might be surprised by how little English is spoken. The best weapon you have these days is one of these, and Google Translate, with plenty of other translation services around these days. They're getting better and better, such that any time I use them now, there's no misunderstandings. They know exactly what I'm saying. The Google translations for the Thai language have improved a lot. And if you've got a SIM card, it's very easy to use, and it's almost instantaneous. You record your question or your comment, and you press the button and it translates like this. You can show them the script, or you can get the phone to talk to them with the Thai translation. So there are no problems with translation these days, but be aware that once you get out of the cities that English is not really going to be spoken, or there is a much higher chance of misunderstandings. Interestingly, the opposite happens too, and it happens here often when I'm out walking around. People will come up to me because they know me as a local person, particularly the traders that come here out the front and sell their street food in the afternoons and evenings. And they'll start talking fluent Thai with me, not sort of breaking it up so that an idiot like me might try and put it together, but they'll just start speaking fluent Thai. Or I'll show them a comment on the Google Translate, and they'll go, and they'll answer me in Thai, thinking, no, I don't speak fluent Thai at all. So sort of interesting. But yes, most Thais, especially out of the cities, don't speak English. In the cities, you'll get a lot of Thai speaking a little bit of English, nid noi. But I think if you just assume that the people in Thailand will speak English, you're going to be a little bit disappointed. I think a lot of people think, this is a misconception, I think number 5 or so, Thai food is very spicy. And you could say that a lot of Thai food is spicy. Some Thai food is more spicy than you could probably tolerate, or that you could expect in different parts of the world. I don't exactly know where the hottest chili comes from these days. I imagine it's sort of a Mexican jalapeno or something. But the hottest, spiciest food generally, I think people will agree, comes from Thailand. And in the south, I think it tends to be spicier than in central Thailand or the north. Thai cuisine is not uniform around the country. There's Isan food, there's northern Thailand food. I don't think there's a central Thailand food, but because Bangkok is the centre, it tends to be a concoction of all the different culinary excesses from around the country. And southern Thailand food is different again, as I said, usually more spicy. Now, as a foreigner, you might think, oh my God, I can't go to Thailand, all the food is spicy. Well, you can get, particularly in the tourist areas, non-spicy food or foreign food. There's a few things you can do. There are always dishes that are not going to be spicy. They're Thai, but they're not like it's got fried rice, a chicken fried rice, khao pat gai. You can get a pad thai. You can get like a sweet and sour chicken or pork. They're foods that are not spicy. And the other thing you can do at most restaurants is ask them to serve up the food, but without the chili. They've got 10 different ingredients, one of them being chili. You could just say, well, my pet, my sai prick, no chili. If you just go, no chili, they'll usually understand what you mean. If you say, mild will be okay, or just a little bit, you might be surprised what that means to the chef. And one chef's idea of mild will be very, very different from another chef's idea of mild. So be careful when you are buying Thai food and you want to try and avoid the spice. If you ask for it spicy, it will be spicy. And I'm betting that it'll be a lot spicier than you probably thought. I have seen some Thais, I can just look at the food and my eyes are watering just looking at it. It's got that red sort of oil floating on top and I go, oh my God. And they will sit there perspiring and sweating and streams of sweat pouring out of the top of their head, and they love it. There's the 3 conversations Thais have every day. What did you have in your last meal? What are you having for your next meal? And where are you going for dinner tonight? That's the 3 main conversations. So we'll get to all your comments in just a moment. I can see a lot of people contributing to these ideas of some of the misconceptions of things that people get wrong before they come to Thailand. Now, you may have been to Thailand a few times. You may know everything about Thailand, and these will seem sort of redundant to you. But a lot of people still make these mistakes. I'm sure a lot of people, like Mr. Steve Rosé, we'll have a few others which we'll get to in the comments section. This one is interesting. I think a lot of people who have been here will go, I know what you mean. No means no and yes means yes. Well, that's a very Western way of thinking about things, yeah? No means no and yes means yes. It is not the same here in Thailand. You have to be very careful about the way that you ask a question. Now, I used to work with a lot of Thais, up to about 90, 95 Thai staff at one stage, and it can be exasperating if you don't know your way around this idea of understanding the way that Thais use the terms yes and no. Now, the actual translation of yes and no is not as often used as it might be in the English language. There is just a lot of shades of grey between yes and no in Thai language. And also, Thais don't generally like to say no. It's negative, and they don't want to be appearing to be negative towards you. And they also, so they'd be more likely to say cannot, my die, rather than no, which has got a different connotation. Cannot means it's somebody else's fault that they can't say yes, but they'd say my die rather than saying no. So you just need to be very careful about the way that you ask a question. Sometimes you will get a yes for something that actually means no. Hi. Just wondering how you're going with that report I asked about on Monday. Have you finished it yet? Yes. Whereas, in fact, they haven't even started it. Why do they say yes? Well, I wish I could explain that, but it's not immediately apparent to me sometimes why I used to get those answers when the opposite was in fact true. So you need to ask the question in such a way that you'll get the information that you want. So the best way to ask questions to Thai people is not to expect a yes or no answer, because it may not give you an accurate picture of exactly what's going on. So the idea of yes and no is quite confusing in Thailand. So if you're expecting a black and white answer, yes or no, you won't get that here in Thailand. And it's not because they're trying to fudge things, it's not because they're being dishonest, it's just because their culture usually means they want to try and help you or be useful to you, so they will very rarely say no. I look forward to your comments on all these. Another one is ladyboys are a rare nightlife thing. You're just going to find them at Soi 6, or you might find them wandering up Bangla Road heckling tourists, or in Soi Cowboy. Well, look, the fact is that the katoi is the attitude that Thais have towards katois and the attitude they have to themselves is very different from that in the West. Now, I know a lot of US citizens, for example, are just, when I say a lot, I'm talking about 71 million, are transfixed on the idea of trans people. They sort of think that it's some disease creeping through Western culture. In Thailand, the whole attitude towards ladyboys is very, very different, and I think refreshing. And I think a lot of Westerners would do well to come to Thailand and see the way that the katois are treated in Thailand. And I'm not talking about the ones in Bangla Road or Soi 6 or Soi Cowboy. I'm talking about the ones that you will run into working in offices, working on TV, working in shops, retail shops, behind the checkout at the supermarket. They are just part of Thai life. Now, as tourists, of course, the ones you see are usually the ones in the bar areas. And yes, there are, like every other stream of people in the world, there are some who are bad and will try and rip you off. But usually in Thailand, it's just very much part of the rich Thai mix. But some Westerners just get this really wacky and completely skew-if view of ladyboys or katois, and I find that amusing, but it's just one of those things. And of course, but coming to Thailand, if you do see a person who is obviously a ladyboy, you don't point at them and laugh. That's just juvenile and immature, and you really need to have a good look at yourself. But there are, of course, the ones that perform in shows, and there are some famous ladyboy shows in Phuket. There's Simon Cabaret. I don't know what the names of the shows are up. I'm trying to sort of think. There's Tiffany, the Tiffany Show. Is that the name of the one in Pattaya? And look, there in every sort of tourist zone there'll be these ladyboy shows. And like I think Simon Cabaret in Phuket advertised that the prettiest women in Southeast Asia. The finish of the sentence are all men. So the ladyboy shows are quite tame, really. Take the kids. There's nothing strange about the show. They're just big, loud cabaret shows with lots of feathers and amazing costumes. And for me, when I've taken tourist friends to one of these ladyboy shows in the past, the most interesting thing to me is that you've got, of course, all the ladyboys. They're sort of the stars of the show. But to have a lady dancing, you've got to have a male partner, right? So I don't know where they find them, but I think they sort of get all the local Burmese who are just between jobs, and they put them in a tuxedo and put them up on the stage. Excuse me for a moment, just having a blow of my nose. And back. And they have rudimentary choreography for the guys at these shows, because I think there's a fairly high rotation, and there's always one that wants to get out the front on stage, and this is his moment, and he just got the whole Bob Fosse thing all ready to go. But most of them are just filling in the space, and they're just sort of doing the choreography and twirling the girl in her magnificent costume. Definitely worth going to. But the attitude of Thais towards katois, to ladyboys, is very, very different from the approach to trans people in some Western countries. Oh dear, hang on, where do we go here? Here we go. Monks are always solemn and detached. I think a lot of foreigners, even when they first come to Thailand, they will mostly or firstly see monks very early in the morning going around doing their alms, barefoot in their saffron robes, accepting usually food or sometimes small gifts from the people as they do their rounds. This is just a very, very simple and daily part of Thai culture. Now, the monks are seen to be sort of quiet and calm and detached, and women are not allowed to be near them or touch them. Monks, once you sort of get into a temple, if you visit a temple, are just other Thai people, and sometimes foreigners who go to the temples to study. But and frequently, and perhaps sadly, we see the monks in the headlines, monks behaving badly. Monks are just like, I was going to say Catholic priests, but that might be unfair. But people of other denominations who may be wearing the robes of those various religions do act badly from time to time, and they tend to make the headlines because they're acting outside the bounds of the things they profess, or in a completely negative way. Excuse me while I have a drink of my coffee. But monks, in the temples, you can have a good conversation with a monk. Usually, unless they're a sort of a head abbot or a monk, they're probably not going to have great English skills, but you can have good conversations with them, for sure. And I think a lot of people, when they come to Thailand, they do enjoy their interface with Buddhism and the temples and the monks. And I can recommend that for people that need just a quiet afternoon, go and have a chat with a monk. And this is another one I think a lot of people get wrong about Thailand. And this is sort of the rumour mill that gets out of Thailand and spreads on the interweb. They think that Thai massage is all hot, soapy and naughty, whereas Thai massage is really much more, much deeper than that. It's, a highly respected therapeutic practice. Thai massage is some of the best and probably the most surprising massage in the world. Now, it can be painful because they will stretch you in ways that you've never been stretched before. The idea of a sort of a quiet manipulation and pushing and gently prodding those muscles and lots of oil and slippery hands. Thai massages can be much, much more rigorous than that. And whenever a Westerner goes to a proper massage place, they'll say, well, do you want it mild, medium or hard? And don't say hard, because you will be wrapped up into a pretzel by a woman who's shorter than 5 foot and weighs about 40 kilos. They are just incredible. The way that they can move their own weight to manipulate you. And I've seen some Westerners barely able to walk after having a Thai massage, but the next day they feel fabulous and they can't wait to get back for another go. So, yeah, when you do come to Thailand, don't think about massage as a sort of a happy ending and something that's sort of salacious and that you can giggle behind your hand. Thai massage has got a rich history and definitely worth visiting. Now, if you're in a hotel, a lot of the hotels will have in-hotel spas, and you will get a good Thai massage at a Thai hotel. They will be a lot more expensive, though, than the ones in the street. I'd be sort of asking the concierge, saying, hey, I know you've got a great spa in your hotel, but can you recommend a good Thai masseur within walking distance? Or just get out on the street. Thai massages are something that you need to try at least once. That's my sort of list. Let's go to your list. And we've got Rock Trip on this. Good day from Ottawa. And I think we've addressed Mr. Steve Rosset. He might have a few. Oh, he's got a few more. Here we go. This place is so wonderful. And I feel so good here that I'm going to stop taking my mental health medications. I'm not sure if that's one of the top 10 misconceptions about Thailand. But look, certainly if you are taking, so I should treat this very seriously because it is a serious topic. If you're taking medication when you're in the West, just because you move to a country like Thailand doesn't mean you can stop it. You should still be consulting a medical professional about adjusting your prescriptions. You need to also, if you are on any prescriptions, make sure when you come to Thailand to know exactly what they are. They will probably have a different name here in Thailand, but they are the same thing. And in some cases, you may not need a prescription for that medication. You may be able to buy it over the counter. Or you can buy a lot of medications online these days, but don't be adjusting your medication unless you consult a medical professional. And there are plenty of those here in Thailand. And another one from Mr. Steve Rosset. Oh, he's got heaps of them here. She's not like those other women. And if you are coming to Thailand looking for romance and a little bit of horizontal interest, then you need to spend a good half hour on the internet researching bar girl scams, scams generally in Thailand. And we're not talking about these big industrial call centre scams which have tended to move out of Thailand these days. But yeah, anything involving the bar staff and the whole bar life in Thailand when it involves the opposite sex, or in some cases the same sex, may not end up necessarily in a romantic life together. Or if it does, it may not be exactly what you think it is until you discover a bit later, to your detriment. Yes, be very, 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 very careful if you strike up more than a casual one-night relationship with bar staff. I'm sorry if people find that rude, but it's just the truth. And I have spent a lot of my time over, particularly the past 5 years, trying to alert foreigners to avoid different scams in Thailand. And the bar girl scam is by far probably the most high profile. And there's much more insidious ones online these days. But please be very, very careful when striking up a relationship with somebody who works in that industry. Another one from Mr. Rosset. I'll be there about 10:30, Steve. If I just lazily carry my phone down Walking Street, I can call that content and call myself a vlogger. Well, a lot of people do. And it is surprising to people who put a little bit of time and care into their YouTube videos that there are still people who are able to get 100,000 views by just turning their camera around and walking down the street and maybe putting some music to it. And I'm doing that because that's what happens to the phone, is that they're walking down the street, even with all the latest image stabilizers. And yeah, they'll upload it and it'll get thousands of views. And I would say good luck to them. I'm not going to be negative about it. People can choose to watch it or not watch it. But I know that's a bit of a thing with Mr. Rosé. Howdy all from Central Texas, says Guzzy Jack. Good to speak to you as well. Those floods calmed down a bit. And the TV has now fully turned itself on. By the way, number one Netflix video this week, number one on the Billboard charts in the US. I think it is lining up to be second only to Squid Game as the most popular Netflix series ever. Another Korean show. It's called K-pop Demon Hunters. Massively popular. It's going to be the biggest thing in streaming history, I would say. Squid Game, if you haven't seen it, it's a bit gory for me. I don't like it. But that's also Korean. And also, at the moment, the number one movie for this year, which has, I think, sold the value of about $2 billion US dollars. Oh, I've forgotten the name of it. It's a Chinese anime. Nesha 2, I think. Nesha 2, I think it's called. But it's the biggest movie this year. Just all these things are sort of showing us that the world is opening up to things other than Hollywood movies and Justin Bieber. There is just a lot more culture coming to the foreground these days, and I really enjoy it. Watching or listening to music from other cultures, watching some of these shows. So number one, Netflix. What led me down this path? K-pop Demon Hunters. I don't have the notes here in front of me. I think the second biggest movie this year has been Minecraft. I think a movie about the game. And then number 3 is Lilo and Stitch. There you go. That's the way it is. Here's another one from Mr. Steve Rosé. I'll bet I'm the first person to ever point out Steve's narcissism. Okay, we might move on from that. Okay, Yak Luma, good morning from a rainy and wet Chiang Mai. There are red flags on the beach and the surf looks right. Steve, just settle down. Yak Luma saying wrong. All cats in Thailand are Siamese. Yeah, all cats in Thailand are Siamese. If you think about it, they're born, 99.999 are born here in Thailand. Of all the cats I've seen in Thailand, I have not seen, I don't think, a Siamese cat for the actual breed. But yes, they are sort of all Siamese cats if you think about it, including the 3 that I now have, 1 up from 2. Some mic issues, it seems like it's switched to your computer. Look, I'm sorry about that. If there have been some mic issues. I know I was having trouble just before we streamed, so apologies, and as if we were having some problems with the mic. Stephen Lance Stoll, Thailand is perhaps the most transactional society on earth. This, of course, has its advantages and disadvantages. That's an interesting way of looking at it. I think as a cynic, you can look at Thailand and say that it's a very transactional country. But I would then ask which country isn't transactional. I think that's just the way of life. The US, for example, has a very transactional president at the moment that sees things in sort of business terms, in terms of winners and losers. But I'm not sure if Thailand is any worse than any other culture. But I think as a tourist, it will seem that Thais very transactional. But just in the local community here, like we had some problems yesterday when the power pulled out of the pole, and I had a live, I'm doing that because that's what the cable was doing. I had a live cable in my property sparking madly. It's like a whole fireworks display. And we had a lot of people come by quite quickly showing their concern, contacting the emergency services and the PEA for us. And they helped us lift the gate back up. So look, I see a lot of Thai people, they may see me, oh, he's the foreigner and he's bringing extra tourists to our town, so we'll help him. But I think that, again, would be a fairly cynical way of looking at the fact that they did roll their sleeves up, they did show concern, and they did help. But interesting comment. Thank you very much for that. Who's your favourite YouTuber? Pete's Steamed Dim Sims. Who's your favourite YouTuber? YouTuber or YouTube channel? Well, my favourite YouTuber by far is Mr. Steve Ross. Having said that, I actually have a few favourite channels. One of them is called, I don't even know what the channel's called. I think it's just called his name, Peter Sipon. He's got a Thai father, but he's grown up in America. He's an engineer, a young engineer. And he makes things or proves things by building them. And so he says, can you make a drill fly? So he buys a drill from Thai Watsadu or whatever, Walmart or something. And then he puts a propeller on it and wings and makes it fly. A lot of his stuff involves flying, but some of it boating. So he's built boats and used electric motors, and he's made planes with electric motors. He's built his own planes. He's done all sorts of strange things, but essentially he's an engineer. And I'm just fascinated by the way he puts these things together, the talent he has, and the intelligence he has to be able to sort of work out problems of how to get this from that to that. Peter, it's spelt Sripol, Sripol, or Stripol. You caught me on the hop there, but I really enjoy his vlogs when I get to see them. He only makes about one a month, but I was able to sort of go through a lot of his history. So I definitely love that particular YouTube channel, and he's a good presenter because he's very sort of natural and normal. I'm sure about another 10 of them will come to mind when I finish the vlog, but I certainly have enjoyed that one. Other than that, Thai vloggers, I don't really watch a lot of Thai vloggers on YouTube, to be honest. I watch some of the news vlogs. I don't really have a lot of... I don't watch Thai vloggers generally. I'm sure they don't watch me either. I'll think about that. Pete's Steamed Dim Sims. Anders Wallen, reading too much propaganda. Thailand isn't occupying anything in Cambodia. Oh, we're not going to get on to Cambodia today. This is a Cambodia-free zone, or a Thai-Cambodia border-free zone. Eddie Style, Cooper Thai Adventure. Now, Cooper, I do like Cooper. He is a good guy and a good vlogger. Never leaves his basement, yet claims to be an expert. Oh, he's been here in Thailand. He's been many places. How can you say that? Cooper Thai Adventure. He's a good guy, and he does get out and about. Maybe he's not getting out and about much at the moment, but no, I've enjoyed his vlogs. English teacher with marketing degree. Well, sort of moving into the area of scams there. Roger Wilco. Hi, Roger, and thank you very much, as usual, for your many emails during the week. I do read them, and sometimes you come up with some great topics. Some of them I don't think are going to be appropriate. Some I use. So thank you for your ongoing interest in sending stuff to me. If I go with enough bar girls, I'll eventually find a totally trustworthy, honest and sincere one, and that's not speaking for myself, just many people I know. Well, Okay, I'm not sure if you're being sarcastic there, Roger, but I'll take it as written. Yeah, I mean, if you get enough monkeys typing on enough typewriters, you'll eventually get a Shakespearean sonnet. But I'm not sure if that's the way to find the love of your life. We all find the love of our life in different ways. I suppose you'll have fun while you're doing it. Good luck. Arnold Ziffel, good morning from Bangkok. Tony Fossey, cricket legend Bob Simpson has passed away. Bob Simpson, I sort of know the name. I'm not really very au fait with cricket, I'm afraid. I used to find it, or still find it, one of the most boring sports in the world. Waste of good grass. But Bob Simpson, the name does ring a bell. I'm sure he's very, very important in the cricket world, and he'll be sadly missed by those people that follow the sport. Eddie Stiles says, howdy. Having said that, I'm sure I know Bob Simpson's name. Oh, I won't investigate. Cooper and his sidekick Brooke always pushing Bitcoin. Okay, he's moved into that. Anybody who likes Bitcoin and buys Bitcoin will always end up pushing Bitcoin because it's only mood and vibe and a fear of missing out which pushes up the price. There's no intrinsic value beyond the fact that, here we go, this is going to attract all the haters. There's no intrinsic value to it beyond the hype. Now, I get it, people making a lot of money out of it, but that hype can change in the next minute, in the next hour, tomorrow, maybe somewhere down the track. And the eventual shortage of Bitcoin will push up its intrinsic value. But the value is just hype and vibe. And all the people that buy and get into Bitcoin, for whatever reason they may have, will always be pushing it and finding all sorts of reasons for saying it's the best thing since sliced bread. Because that's the only thing that increases the value. I think that's a gun in your pocket. Yes, type people do like to visit different places in Thailand. I think you're saying Thai people. We have a temple which is 10 k's away, but we have to travel 300 k's to see another one. Okay, got a popular local temple. Sunsets and beers. Ramstein's Till Lindemann to play Phuket on New Year's Eve. Ramstein's Till Lindemann, but costs 350,000 baht for a table of 6. Well, I'm not sure if you spelt that properly. Ramstein's Till Lindemann. I'm sorry, I don't know the show. Certainly not paying 350,000 for a table of 6. Pete's Steamed Dim Sims, good to see you back. Good man, Tim. Super Chat is not enabled. No, I've got rid of Super Chat on YouTube. If you feel inclined to support the channel, I'm always very grateful, but it's not compulsory. But if you go to Buy Me a Coffee, you can support me there. If you feel inclined, if you're not able to or don't want to, that is absolutely fine too. There's a link in the description under this video if you'd like to find that. Fix the taxi mafia problem, says Simon Brown. You want me to fix it? I've whinged about the taxi mafia in Thailand and given people an insight into the way the taxi mafia works, probably more than any other YouTuber. But there's not a lot I can do about it other than alerting people to the problem. I got it wrong, underestimating losing face for Thai people. Whoa. Probably the most important thing for a Thai is to not lose face or to limit the possibility they have of losing face. So don't take that for granted. That means basically that you don't point your finger at a Thai person. You don't ever make a Thai person say that they're the problem. Things that you might be able to say in the West, you probably don't get into the centre of the frame. You don't say in Thailand. If you don't understand face, type it into Google and have a read about face. Not only in Thailand, it is across Thai culture, across Asian cultures, the concept of face, interpreted a little bit differently in other places. But yeah, in Thailand, you need to, if you're going to live here, understand of making sure that you never make a Thai person lose face. Thai people are calm until they're not, and then look out, says Alf. Peter Clayson, what do you think will happen on the 29th of August re the Prime Minister? I personally think they will go back to martial law. I've actually got an opinion piece about this that I'll probably get out today, tomorrow or Monday, given that today I have to go and help Mr. Rose and his turtles over the road. Beyond that, tomorrow we've got Grumpy Old Men. I'll get to it some time in the next 3 days. I think on the 29th of August, this is when the Constitutional Court will hand down their decision, or this is the date they've set, that could be pushed forward. It will be a political minefield. No reference to the Thai-Cambodian border. I think that the Constitutional Court will probably dismiss the Prime Minister, and that will leave the opportunity for the ruling Per Thai party and the coalition to nominate a third Per Thai Prime Ministerial nominee, which they had to present to the Election Commission before the 2023 election. They had 3 candidates, so they have a third candidate that they can put forward, but it needs to be agreed by the rest of the Parliament. And I'm just getting a sense that for both the Prime Minister and her father, choosing my words so carefully, might be facing a difficult time. We may be seeing the end of the Shinawatra dynasty in Thailand. And maybe don't even be surprised if you see the name Prayut Chan-o-cha sitting next to the letters PM in Thailand by the end of the year. Just saying, don't be surprised. I doubt, personally, and I'll repeat this in the opinion piece, that we'll have another army coup for many reasons I've outlined in the past. The number one being that there needs to be a trigger. And the army are not going to do it just because they want to. They need to have a trigger. They need to be able to tell the Thai people it was necessary for A, B and C. There's always been a trigger in the past. At the moment, there's no trigger. So we're very unlikely to have a military coup. We may, however, have a constitutional coup. And we'll just have to see how that plays out. Of course, the other possibility is the Constitutional Court might say, no, everything's okay. The Prime Minister Paetongtarn Shinawatra can return to the position of Prime Minister, but she'll be leading a weakened coalition. And I think that would, rather than being the end of a situation, will just be the start of another one. So Thai politics, never boring. I know a lot of you don't like talking about it. I'm quite happy to share my thoughts on it. And I've been paid to do that for years. So thank you very much for the question. Eddie Style, if you're not spending money, Thais will label you a cheap Charlie. Maybe some Thais will. It depends on the situation. Again, if you go to any tourist location in the world and you're not spending money, don't you think the locals are going to be thinking, oh, they're a cheap Charlie? I don't think that's unique to Thailand. Alf, oh dear. I once did a road trip with 2 Thai girls. We drove past a large sign promoting the land of smiles. They laughed and told me they smile because they don't know. Yeah, and if a Thai person doesn't have an answer for you, they're not going to say, oh, I don't know. They're going to smile at you and walk away, or smile at you and change the subject. Interesting, isn't it? Richard Woolley, in fairness, Tim, most of the people that live in the UK don't speak English. Dear, been reading quite a lot about that during the week. Let's do another few. Thank you, Richard, for that. We don't want to get into that issue now. Roger Wilco, the Lady Boys of Bangkok cabaret show regularly tours Australia and the rest of the world. I didn't know that. So the novelty of it is a good money-making opportunity for some of them overseas. Well, that is surprising and enterprising. Let's take Lady Boys on tour. And they'll probably get, sell-out shows. Good luck to them. I'd be interested to know which venues that they perform at in Australia, which would give me some idea as to how popular the shows actually are. FJ, if the ladies at the massage shop are wearing uniforms, then it's a proper massage. If they're wearing crop tops and tight little shorts, well then ... You need to be very specific if you're in a tourist area that you're not after a happy ending. Okay, just saying. Eurovision Chris, hello to you. I know a few Thai trans people working in secretarial roles, airlines, completing MBAs, mostly in Bangkok. Fully agree, Tim. Much we could learn in the West reintegration of trans and non-binary people. I had two trans staff working with me in Bangkok. Great staff, treated absolutely well by everybody in the office, and pretty much just ignored. They were there because they were good at their jobs. And it just seems to be a fixation for some 71 million people in the United States about trans people. I don't know what is going on in their heads, but live and let live. Okay, comment from Bill G. Oh, well, here we go. Wrong about Thailand. Thailand is exactly like what I've seen in movies and TV shows. White Lotus. Well, that's interesting. Okay. Right. Thank you. I was thinking that's what you were saying, Bill G, but no, you're right. If you watch White Lotus and The King and I and scrambling to think about other sort of Western shows that have been shot in Thailand, you'll have a list, but thank you, Bill, for that. It's not like that. Well, I mean, it's got an element of truth, right? There's some things you go, oh, yep. But, of course, the plots sort of exaggerate things. But most Thai people don't work in five-star resorts. And most of the people, like you see in The King and I, don't sing Rodgers and Hammerstein show tunes. But yes, that's a good one, Bill. Thailand is not exactly like we see in movies and TV shows. Be interested to know what other shows we've seen Thailand projected and sort of shaking our head going, it's not like that. With just a few big films made here recently around this area, Phang, Krabi, Phuket. I'm trying to think of one I saw the other day and I thought, I recognise that landscape. And it was something that it wasn't sort of about an exotic location. I think they were just here because it's quite cheap for Western film crews to be shooting films here in Thailand. Eurovision Chris, I'm finding vlogs frustrating as I try to get an idea of where to go over the next 4 months. Just not very useful information. There's a cafe, and here is the place I got food poisoning last night. I saw an interesting vlog yesterday. I sometimes just don't take notice of the vloggers. I apologise. But it was a cafe in Bangkok that's been set up in a old Boeing 747-400, which is a recently retired plane. That is a massive plane, which would become a massive cafe. There have been plenty of restaurants and cafes put in planes in Thailand, in other parts of the world as well. But this one, just looking at the photos, it is huge. I've got the room out the back, actually, for an old plane. How to get it along the road and into the back, I don't know. But I wouldn't mind having an Airbnb in an old plane. I'd love to do that project. I really would. Let's do two more. I think I said that 10 minutes ago. Is your computer connected to the TV? Could be hot button on the computer or mic that keep turning it on. There's something going on. The TV is on. I turned it off. But I think there must be a shared key sending some signal to my very spooky TV. Somebody said, "Are you worried about AI?" the other day. I said, "No, I can always pull out the plug." It's the way I see it. Tim, would you spend $3,500 on a coffee machine and grinder? Tim, would you spend $3,500, we're talking US dollars, on a coffee machine and grinder setup? Well, if I'm setting up a cafe, maybe. I'm not sure what you're referring to. It sounds like a lot of money, to be honest. Yeah, that's a lot of money to be... Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't understand the context of the question. And somebody who hasn't messaged already, Eurovision Chris. Ty Draper, hello. It seems to me that a coup once in a while seems to clean up corruption in some situations. Yeah, I think a lot of people sort of get a bit sort of overly anxious about coups in Thailand. And all I can say as expats and tourists, the coup, well, certainly the most recent coup, has had almost zero impact on people living here. There might be, for the first couple of days or a week, you have to be inside by 10 o'clock at night or something, a curfew. But no, really has made very, very little change, particularly if you're in a tourist area. Even the army don't want to interrupt the flow of money from tourism. The coups, they tend to sort of be soft coups. As I said, I think a military coup, despite the flexing that's been going on at the Thai and Cambodian border of late, I think the military are just more present at the moment. They're sort of taking up the headlines. But I don't think this, you can link the problems with the government with what's happening up on the Thai border. I might be saying that naively, but I really think they're two different things. With that, thank you very much for dropping in. I hope we've sort of covered some of those things described about Thailand, which when you've been here for a while, you sort of shake your head going, no, that's not really true. It is a fascinating, multi-layered, very grey, not black, not white sort of place. And I love waking up and living here every single day because it's a constant adventure. And the fact that things are never really the same, and they evolve and they change, and things are not 100% clear, I know that exasperates a lot of Westerners who want a black and white response to their questions. They see an immigration law written on a website, and then when they get to immigration, there's a sort of a different interpretation to that, and that drives them crazy. And I get that, but it is just sort of part of Thai culture. And I could talk for hours about that particular topic, but I think glass half full. See all that as a rich adventure rather than as a massive inconvenience. Thank you for dropping in today. We will have Grumpy Old Men tomorrow. I imagine Steve and I, somewhere between now and tomorrow morning, we'll get together and have a chance to gas bag about stuff. And hope you have a great Saturday. We've got a special market out here today and tomorrow. And they've set up a PA system. That can only mean one thing: loud music. So I'm glad I got one of the beach houses empty down the road. I think I'll be sleeping there tonight. We'll see you hopefully tomorrow, back on Monday with probably another vlog about whatever the news is of the day. And we appreciate you watching. Thank you.